Hey, like fans, how's everybody doing? Hope everyone's had a great weekend. Last time I did a video was for Friday games, and it was kind of a rough night, actually. Carolina was the only one that hit. The rest of the bets didn't hit. So we didn't go into the weekend that good. We'll try to finish the weekend off here on a positive. Sunday, February 27th, there are 8 games on the board. Talk about them briefly. We'll make some picks, and we'll see if we can end the weekend off strong. Watched quite a bit of hockey today, and I'll tell you, it was not a day for the favorites. There were some big upsets and some good money to be made if you pick the right teams, obviously. So that's what we're going to try to do for Sunday. Sunday, we got Edmonton taking on Carolina. Carolina is 6-2-2 in their last 10. Current 4-game winning streak. Frederik Andersen listed to be in net. Edmonton with Mike Smith listed to be in net. 6-4-0 in their last 10. Current 1-game winning streak. Canes first in the Metropolitan with 76 points. Carolina had Columbus in town on Friday. Score was 4-0 for the Canes. Shots were 50-19 in favor of Carolina. 1 for 4 on the power play and perfection on the penalty kill on the Blue Jackets, which had 4 chances. Frederik Andersen with his 3rd shutout of the season, stopping 19 of 19. First in the penalty kill, first in goals against, good defensive team, played a great game of hockey, and obviously won the game. Then you've got Edmonton on the back of a back-to-back and off a nice win Saturday afternoon when they edged by Florida 4-3. I think that's Florida's 3rd loss at home, which is, it's just something's going on with Florida, obviously. Derek Ryan with his first NHL hat trick. Leon Draisaitl getting number 36. Oilers outshot 47-22. 1 for 2 on the power play and also gave up 2 when down a man. Koskinen, he's going to be stealing some more play time, I think, if he keeps playing well. Stopped 44 of 47, a .936 save percentage. And maybe that's something Edmonton has to take a look at. This concludes play between these teams who have met once. December 11th when the Canes won that game 3-1. Mike Smith is confirmed, I believe, to be in net for Edmonton on this one, which I think is in favor of Carolina myself. Money line plus 170 or 2.7 for Edmonton as a dog. Over under set at 6.5. They're expecting some goals here. Carolina minus 200 or 1.5. On the puck line, minus 1.5. I think you can look at Carolina as well. Nice pay there of 2.2 or plus 120. Carolina to win that game, and I have no issue taking them on the puck line there. Next game, we're going to talk about Buffalo against Dallas. Dallas is 6-3-1 in their last 10. Current overtime decision. Jake Oettinger has been confirmed to be in net for the Stars. Buffalo with Craig Anderson in net. 2-7-1. Current 5-game losing streak. The Stars 5th in the Central with 59 points. Played a couple close games this past week. Wednesday, a 3-2 win versus Winnipeg. And in overtime, Thursday, a 2-1 shootout loss to Nashville. Narrow loss for sure. Jason Robertson notching number 22. The lone goal for the Stars. Oettinger continuing his good play. Stopped 19 of 20. A .950 save percentage. It was a tight defensive game, right? And Dallas obviously got the 2 points on that one, which was good for them. Buffalo, they've lost 5 straight now. Their last loss Friday at St. Louis when the Sabres fell 5-3. Buffalo, I felt, did not play a bad game against the Blues. I mean, they found the scoreboard in all 3 frames. Goals by Dylan Cousins, Kyle Okpoza, and Tage Thompson, who's playing some good hockey. Play concluded between these 2 teams after this Sunday's game. Met once before January 20th, which was a 5-4 final for Dallas. The Stars scored 4 power play goals in that game. You know, Craig Anderson, kind of like Mike Smith. I mean, another goaltender. He's 40 years old, and it's not a sport for the guys that are getting old, especially playing goal. I mean, I like it when the old guys do well. It makes old guys like me feel good. But, Mike Smith is getting up there, and, Craig Anderson's up there as well. Money line, plus 230 for Buffalo or 3.3 over under set at 5.5. Dallas minus 280 or 1.35. Dallas doesn't blow anyone out. I think Dallas wins this game, but I don't think it's a blowout. I think you could even look at Buffalo possibly on the puck line at +1.5 if you wanted to. I think Dallas ultimately does get the win, though. That's my pick. Next one, a Central Division matchup. St. Louis against Chicago. Chicago with Marc-Andre Fleury confirmed to be in net, 3-6-1 in their last 10, current one-game winning streak. Against the Blues, who have Jordan Binnington listed to be in net, 6-3-1 for the Blues, their last 10. Current 3-game winning streak. Hawks off a win Friday. High-scoring 8-5 victory versus New Jersey. Hagel and Patrick Kane both recording hat tricks in that game. Kirby Dack and Ryan Carpenter also finding some twine for the Hawks. If they could play this way all year, I mean, who knows what could have happened, right? 3 for 4 on the power play and perfect on the penalty kill. Special teams were really good. Lankinen back between the pipes for the first time in a while. I think it was his first start in over a month. Giving Fleury a rest, which is needed probably. Chicago, 7th in the division with 46 points. Playing the Blues, who are second with 68 points. And as we mentioned, discussed, in the last game, played versus Buffalo, that last one, and the Blues won that one, found the W with a 5-3 victory. Blues have won 3 in a row now and have a 6-game point streak undergo. Binnington slotted to start this one, and he looked better in his last game, which was Tuesday against Philly, when he stopped 25-26, a .962 save percentage. This will conclude play between these teams, just like a few others we've talked about already. They've met 3 times. Blues with a 2-1 lead in this series. October 30th, 1-0 win for St. Louis. November 26th, it was an overtime decision, 3-2 for Chicago. And then February 12th, St. Louis won that game 5-1. Money line -170 or 1.58 for St. Louis. Over-under set at 6. Chicago +150 or 2.5. I kind of like the Blues even on the puck line, -1.5, which pays a nice 2.4 or +140. St. Louis to get the win, and again, I'd feel comfortable looking at the puck line there. Next one, another Central Division matchup. We got Winnipeg taking on Arizona. Arizona 4-6-0 in their last 10, current one-game winning streak. Vejmelka is listed to play here, but I think it's going to be Wedgwood between the pipes. Winnipeg with Connor Hellebuck, they're 4-4-2 in their last 10, current one-game losing streak. Arizona, they had Wedgwood in goal their last game versus Vegas Friday when the Coyotes won 3-1. Wedgwood stopping 43 of 44, a .977 save percentage. Nice job. Arizona brought a battle, out-hit the Knights 41-17. No question that Arizona is playing better hockey right now. I mean, they've won 2 of the last 3 that they've played. Winnipeg, they sit a little higher, sit 6th in the Central with 53 points. Played last on Friday at Colorado. The Jets had a 3-0 lead after the first, only then to give up 6. 3 in the second and 3 in the third. Final 6-3 loss. Fourth straight loss for the Winnipeg Jets. For number 4, this is number 3, I think. Number 3 in a 4-game series is even at 1 apiece. November 29th, it was 1-0 for Arizona, and then January 4th, it was a 3-1 win for Winnipeg. So it's all knotted up, 1 apiece in this 4-game series, and this is game 3. Money line -200 for Winnipeg or 1.5. Arizona +170 or 2.7. Over under set at 5.5. I kind of like the over in this game, which pays 1.8 or -125. I'm going to take Winnipeg to win the game, and I'll look at the over as well. Next one, we've got a Metropolitan Division matchup. We got Pittsburgh against Columbus. Columbus 7-3-0 in their last 10, current one-game losing streak. Merzlikins, I think, is going to be in net here. Berube has been playing really, really well, so you never know, but I think it'll be Merzlikins here. Pittsburgh with Casey DeSmith. I think he's been confirmed to be in net for Pittsburgh. They're 5-4-1 in their last 10, current one-game winning streak. Blue Jackets, they're 5th with 55 points. Cooled off when they last played on Friday against Carolina. It was a 4-0 loss for Columbus after winning 4 straight. Columbus was only able to manufacture 19 registered shots while Berube faced 50. Zach Werenski should be back in the lineup after missing two. Much added needed piece in the back end here for Columbus. So their last game, a loss against the number one in the division, and now a game against number two in the division, Penguins, on the back end of their back-to-back play. Played an afternoon game against the New York Rangers Saturday that ended as a 1-0 final for Pittsburgh. The only game came on the power play by Malkin 5 minutes into the third. 82 hits registered between teams in that game. Hard-hitting, heavy game. So you got to think that's going to weigh a little bit on this team playing back-to-back. When you play a heavy, hard-hitting game like that, you usually pay for it a little bit the next day. Pittsburgh also lost to number one Carolina just a couple games ago, 4-3. This is number two in a 4-game series, January 21st. It was a 5-2 win for Pittsburgh. Moneyline has Pittsburgh favored here, minus 225 or 1.44. Over under set at 6.5. Another game where they're looking at some goals. Columbus plus 185 or 2.85. I like the home dog here, especially with Pittsburgh on that heavy hitting game and then playing back-to-back hockey. Columbus to get the win. Dog win there. That's my pick. Next one, number 6, we got Vancouver taking on the New York Rangers. The Rangers 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. Alexander Gorgaev listed to be back in net for the Rangers. Vancouver with Thatcher Demko between the pipes, 6-3-1 in their last 10, current 2-game winning streak. Rangers on the back end of their back-to-back as well. We just mentioned Saturday, a 1-0 loss for New York. Rangers third in the Metropolitan with 71 points. Now back home where they have a 17-4-3 record. Strong home team. The loss to Pittsburgh ended a 6-game point streak they had going. Gorgaev has not had a lot of action. I mean, he's lost his last 3 starts, actually, and his last start was only almost a month ago. I mean, he played some good hockey back in December, right? So that's what we need to see again from him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Vancouver, they sit 6th in the tight Pacific Division with 56 points, 12 points behind number 1 Calgary. 7 of 8 teams in this division over 500. Thursday, they played number 1 team Calgary and dominated. They won that game 7-1. They were 3 for 7 on the power play. Gave Calgary 1 man-up chance and held them off the scoreboard, so they had a perfect penalty kill there as well. You know, Peterson with 2, JT Miller with a pair, Bo Horvat with a pair, and then Connor Garland with 1. Demko with another strong night. I mean, 29 of 30. He stopped a .967 save percentage. Teams met once before November. In November, it was a 3-2 win for Vancouver in overtime. Money line plus 120 or 2.2 for Vancouver. Over under set at 6. The Rangers minus 140 or 1.71. I like the Rangers even on the back-to-back at home to get the win. New York's my pick. Number 7, we got the Islanders taking on Anaheim. Anaheim is 4-4-2 in their last 10. Current 1-game losing streak. John Gibson listed to be in net. You know, it's tough. I think the last game he got yanked in Stolarz. I think we'll mention that, but I think he came in and looked really good. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Stolarz in net. John Gibson's not confirmed. Be nice to see Gibson have a good night too. So we'll see. Against the Islanders, who are playing back-to-back hockey, 3-5-2 in their last 10, current 1-game losing streak. I think Sorokin is going to be between the pipes for the Islanders. The Ducks, 5th in the Pacific with 59 points. Their last action, a game against a division opponent, the LA Kings, when Anaheim fell 4-1. Troy Terry, the only Duck on the scoreboard that night. Gibson, again, as I mentioned, he's slotted to play in this game. And if he is, he's got to improve, right? I mean, that last game, like I mentioned, he was pulled, allowing 4 on 20 shots. And then Stolarz came in and he was perfect. So we'll see what happens here. Islanders, they continue to disappoint. 6th in the Metropolitan with 46 points. Another team playing at the back end of back-to-back hockey. Saturday night, a 5-2 loss to the LA Kings. LA, to put it simply, just outplayed New York. The Islanders almost look like they've kind of mailed the season in, which is unfortunate. And then you look at what happened. Barzal and Chara possibly out with injuries in that LA game. This is the first meeting between these teams this season. The Ducks have won 5 of the last 6 contests. Look at common opponents on these two. The Ducks have the edge at 54% compared to the Islanders, who sit at 47%. Money line minus 105 or 1.95 for New York. Anaheim slightly favored, minus 115 or 1.86. Over under set at 5.5. I like the Ducks to get the win there. Anaheim's going to be my pick. And then the last one is another division matchup, Pacific Division. Here we got Seattle taking on the San Jose Sharks. Sharks 2-4-4 in their last 10. Current 1-game losing streak. And could this be the game where Zach Sachenko gets his first full game and a start against Seattle, who has Philip Grubauer listed to be in net, 2-7-1 in their last 10 with an overtime decision as their streak. The Sharks played both days this weekend. Saturday was a 3-1 loss versus Boston, and now at home they're going to take on Seattle. The lone goal in that Boston game was a power play goal by Timo Meier. They were limited to 16 shots in that game while they allowed 37 on Reimer, who, even though a loss, he had a solid showing, stopping 34 of 37, a .919 save percentage, but no goal support, and the goalie needs that sometimes. You look at some of those games tonight that ended 10-7. Good thing Toronto scored 10, else they might have lost to Detroit. Sharks have had a couple competitive games in some of these last contests. They've looked competitive, but the results have not been there. I think they've had one win in the last 9, 6 of those games being 1-goal games. So again, they're being competitive. They're just not finding the W. The Sharks, 7th in the division. Seattle, 8th in the division. The Kraken are the only team in the division under 500. Last action Thursday versus Boston, when Seattle grabbed a point, but took a 3-2 loss in overtime. Seattle did get a shorthanded goal by Captain Giordano, and Jordan Eberle tied the game in the second. Just couldn't find that W and lock it down. Good to see Grubauer with a solid outing. He stopped 36 of 39, a .923 save percentage. And this marks number 3 of a 4-game series. Seattle's kind of had their way so far, winning both games. December 14th, a 3-1 win for Seattle, and then January 20th, a 3-2 win for Seattle. Moneyline has them as a dog here, though. They're plus 110 or 2.1. San Jose minus 130 or 1.76. Over-under set at 5.5. I'm going to look at Sachenko to get his first full start, the Calgary goaltender, and let the Sharks get a win there. That's going to be my pick. I'm going to go Carolina again on my best bet, though. I'm going to go 5 there, and I'm going to do it on the puck line. I like them at 1.5. Minus 1.5 Carolina to get the win there. And then I'm going to parlay St. Louis also on the puck line, minus 1.5 with Anaheim on the money line. I'm going to do a lone bet on Columbus money line. I'll put 5 there, and then I'm going to go the Winnipeg, Arizona game over 5.5, and I'll go 5 there. So 5 on the over, 5.5 with Winnipeg and Arizona. Columbus money line, I'll go 5 there, and then St. Louis puck line minus 1.5 with Anaheim money line. I'll go 3, 3, and 3, and then Carolina puck line minus 1.5. I'll do 5 there. San Jose to beat the Kraken, Anaheim to beat the Islanders, the Rangers to beat Vancouver, Columbus to upset Pittsburgh, Winnipeg to beat Arizona, St. Louis to beat Chicago, and Dallas to beat Buffalo, with Carolina dominating and beating Edmonton. Those are my picks. We'll see if we can end the weekend off better than how we started the weekend. Good luck with your picks. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Talk soon.